Is the whole me in there?
The whole V. All of you. Just all crammed into this little square.
Okay. Whip it like a... Whip it.
I guess I'm just gonna hold it.
Whip it like a... Whip it.
You can just put it like right there.
Like a stir fry.
Yeah.
But then it's not pointing at me. I gotta do it like this.
Alright.
Put it in
So
between
roll.
the crease.
Put it between your crack.
In the-
right
in
there.
the-
Yeah, right
In
there.
the sofa crack.
Yeah.
This is weird. It's like we're in a circle, but the camera's just filming us be a circle.
Oh, I mean, she only needs it for the.
Circle.
It's a circle.
Slip.
It's circle
Circle
slip. work.
Circle work.
You call a circle, I call it a bunch of squares.
Ooh.
Anyways,
more people making fun of
deadlines.
me.
Yeah, deadlines.
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 Welcome to Deadline NBC.
This is deadline.
I think this is the 4th Reflections podcast in total. I think.
In 4 months.
Yeah.
Really?
You've never been. You've been the last one, the one that on the couch
think I've
before we
been on.
watched.
Wait,
some
we each
movie.
had an episode, didn't we? Did we each have a
There was one with me and Zach, and then
Yeah.
there was one with you and Zach, and then there was one with all of us.
They just keep adding people.
Yeah.
It's not going to be us 3 and Saudi.
Yeah.
And then you keep adding more and more as we go.
Side is not real, so that would never happen. But back to the matter at hand.
I don't know. How do you guys feel about everything up till now?
Pretty great.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I think we've done
Yeah.
a solid amount of work. And
Yeah.
Ready to
we
do the
progressed.
wave.
That's not how the wave is. It's one after another.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel good. I feel good.
I feel like we should stop joking around so Curt can actually get his
No,
message.
that's okay. No, I'm
I
just
wasn't
curious.
joking.
I'm just curious what you guys, how
I
you
wasn't
guys
joking
feel.
either. I haven't on wave to happen.
Oh, by the way, it's Curtis, Zach, Sim, and Brad.
Shouldn't we look at that thing and see?
Hey, it's
If-
Curtis, Zach, Sim, and Brad. If we don't have this video up, they can all.
Well, I'm just saying if it's because I set up the podcast on Anchor, so if you want to listen to this on iTunes or maybe Google Play, they had
iTunes is actually closing down. This is also something we should talk about, but not on this podcast. just a FYI to all the people listening, we're not going to be on iTunes anymore because they're shutting it down.
I think you can
Does that mean
still
on
get
my music
Apple
as well?
Podcasts though. Maybe
It'd be on
I have no
Apple
idea.
Music,
I guessed.
won't it?
Yeah, iTunes is done. Like Apple Music will forever be
Okay.
there.
So the Apple Podcast will still be there. Anyway,
one's allowed to own
reflections.
songs.
What are we? What am I?
We're reflecting
What are we
on
talking
What am I?
how
Uh,
far we've come, how far we have to go, and how far everyone is in their own lives, and how that's going to work all together.
What was the first one again?
How far we've come.
But yeah, you guys all read the blog
Yeah.
post. So this is the April 15th blog post that I posted this morning. What did I say? Just that.
the analogy you used to sum everything up is
Carrot.
Yeah, no. We're on a track, and like that track is life, and we're all going through it. But we're all on different tracks, and it's not. You can't just ask people to just like put a carrot at the end of the stick and just have them run the same thing. Like everyone's living different lives, and everyone has different things that.
Yeah,
are
I
important
talked to you about this, right? It's not that with guys making videos. Obviously, the end goal for me, at least, and it sounds very simple, is that like, yeah, I want to make a living off of this stuff,
And
right?
that's pretty much
Right.
all of us, yeah, we all
But
agree.
I think that given how much time we actually put in, and if we look at our actual efforts, and I don't want this to sound as a bad thing, but we're not anywhere near how much we need to put in order for this to become something that we, in theory, want it to be, which is something that we can make a living off of, right? Currently, we're like, let's say, maximum we spend 8 hours a week, I'd say, right? Because we'll meet on Thursday, and we roughly do 2 to 4 hours each day, and we're usually burnt out by then. What I said in the blog too is that a lot of that is because I have the least on my, like the reason why I talk about this stuff the most is because I have the least on my plate. Like you guys have much more going on in your lives than I do. That's why I expect so much more, because it's the only thing. So for me, like Thursdays and Saturdays are like game time. I'm like on, like I'm excited to go to Thursdays and Saturdays to like make this stuff work and all this stuff, right? But I realize that you guys have other parts of your life where you guys have to be on, right? Like when you're a manager at the pharmacy, you got to be on. You can't, there's no choice, right? You work like 40-hour weeks of graveyards. Whether you're on or not, a graveyard's gonna kill you. Like graveyards just ruin your day sometimes, right? Zach lives like a billion miles away. He also has Rain Cloud, and he has a full-time job.
And I would walk 500 billion.
Okay, yeah, no.
But given
Spread
all those
very thin,
things,
yeah.
like given all those things, like you guys are spread very thin, right? So it's not my job necessarily to be like, oh, sacrifice time from your other things to participate in this and whatever, right? That's up to you, right? On your free time, you have to decide what you want to do, right? So as a leader or whatever, this is what the analogy is I'm not supposed to put a bigger carrot at the end of the stick to make you guys run harder and be like, okay, well, guys making videos should be more important, so put a bigger carrot, right? It's not up to me to do that. It's for you to decide what the track even is. Like, do you want to even be running this track? At this point, I think that you guys are committing as much as you can and is committing as much as you want to, right? That's what everybody's doing, right? And that's what I kept saying in the blog is that everybody does what they have to do, right? So after work, if you have to take a nap, you have to take a nap, right? There's no, I can't be like, oh, Sim, don't take a nap or whatever, right? Like if you need to take a nap, you take a nap. Same thing with you, right? When you're sleeping after a graveyard, you gotta sleep, right? Given that you have to be, given all those things, we have to be realistic about what the results are gonna be, right? So this goes back to how long the job might take for something to get done, right? So this is why, like you see it in the vlog, right? Where I'm like, it's not about how much time we're putting in necessarily. It's about how much does it actually take? Like how much time does it actually take, and when are we going to get it done, right? So given that we only spend whatever maximum 8 hours, sometimes 4 to 6 hours, how long does the job actually take for us to, like, let's say, get a front desk episode done, right? And are we prioritizing that as something that we want to do first? Or I know, like, Brat and I talked about this, and I've talked to all you guys about this, is like, I brought my funniest friends together, and I just think that somehow you guys are going to be, like, really hardcore about doing work, which I know is funny. That's ironic, right? But I know, that's why I've been saying that, like, ideally I would have more time with you guys so that we could have so let's say we spent, like, 20 hours a week together, and the job only took 5 to 6 hours. That means we have the rest of the 15 hours to just joke around, right? But since we only spend the 6 hours together, that means those 6 hours have to be spent towards doing the stuff like front desk stuff, right? But again, that's the priorities that I'm putting, right? Is that I want to get stuff done first.
This is what we also talk.
Yes, we all, yeah. I talked to all you guys about this in different ways, but I'm just curious what you guys questions, comments?
Connections. Yeah, no, like, I mean, I'm very, like, I feel guilty when I'm not doing something with my free time. Like, if I'm playing a game or something, like, I could be working on this thing, so I'm very much in that mindset, so, like, yeah, when I do come here, I understand, it's, like, priority is filming, and yeah, we still joke around a lot, and, like, it is a gym that is still running at the moment, like, while we're filming, so a lot of times it's, like, interrupted and stuff, so it's still time-consuming in that way, so, yeah, it all has to be kind of, like, put forth. Right now, I'm just committing all my time to this show, because I want it to be done. Seeing double, too, when I can get there, but, like, as far as, like, miscellaneous extra stuff, I don't have the time to come out here just to film a Let's Play, you know? I guess I could do my own at home or something, but, like...
And so this leads into, I was talking to Curt about this maybe like a few days ago, maybe like last week. But I don't know, like when we started this, I was like, me and Curt would tag team videos.
Make sure you
Eiffel Tower the videos.
We got Eiffel Tower those videos real hard. No, but I would...
Twin Tower the videos.
Okay, right. We'd September... No? Everyone's eyes widened up. All right, no, but I would prep videos and then Curt would finish editing them. He'd put all the funnies and whatnot. And I really enjoyed that. And then I realized once I took over and Curt like gave me all the tools to make my own episodes, and then Curt went on to work on front desk with you guys, and I started doing seeing doubles. It wasn't so much, like, it wasn't as fun, and it almost became tedious. And like when I first started, I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, every week I want to get an episode done. And now I'm just like, fuck, man, like I really don't, like, I enjoy it, but the only enjoyment I get is like when I'm like finishing up and like the episodes really like come together and I'm like, oh, sick, and then you guys watch it and everyone laughs and that's awesome. But when you're like starting an episode, it is literally like,
yeah,
I want to take a gun to
mind-numbing.
I actually think that's really common when it comes to almost anything.
Yeah, like making a song too. It's like I'm chopping up things like crazy, and I'm like, oh, it sounds like garbage together, and I'm constantly deleting things and
yeah, like but it's the same reason why people don't like start working out or like start a new
starting,
sport or like just starting is just
starting
like,
is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Right.
It's totally is.
Same thing when I do a vlog, right? It's like I have to go through like 2 hours of like.
I'd say starting is the hardest part, and when you get something to 90% is the hardest part because it's so easy to just like
details and stuff.
Leave it. and like just be like, I'm tired of it, or like
Whenever
like,
I get to 90%, it's really funny because I just hear Curt in my head going, "Fuck it, just put it up." Like I literally am like, there was.
I'm okay with that. Like at this point,
especially with something
okay
like
even I've become okay with it because I used to like. I remember there was an episode. I think it was the Battlefield episode that I spent 3 weeks on or whatever, and then Curt was like, "Holy fuck, man! Just fucking get it out."
You're just gonna make more.
And even the Call of Duty one, I was like. Curt kept messaging me. He's like, "Hey, Brat, like we gotta get it out. Like the deadline's tomorrow. The deadline's tomorrow." And I'm like, "Yeah, I just gotta put a couple more things, a couple more photoshops." And then like he's like, "Brat, you missed the deadline." I was like, "Last night." I was like, "Fuck, whatever." And then I just exported it, whatever I had, and I just posted.
There's always more. Yeah.
Like that's, and I feel like I'm not like you guys are really artisty, and I'm like not that much. But even when like that's something that everyone gets to, like
well, you get those details.
You just want to like fucking finick around.
That's why
and
a lot of people say like when you start like a creative thing, you gotta just let yourself suck for a while and just put stuff out because eventually you're gonna get
better.
That's it's like sketches, right? Like
sketching. You just let yourself suck, and then eventually.
But this goes back to what we talked about all the time, right? Is that it is you do enjoy creating things, but I think it goes back to like it is the people. Right?
Yeah,
like,
and
you like making things with people.
And so me and Curt had
like
a really big discussion for me, and he's like, "Where do you like? What do you?" Because he's like, "Brat, like you really don't enjoy this as much as you think I enjoyed it." And I like sat down for a little bit, and we were just talking. I'm like, "Yeah, fuck, you know what? You're right." Like, and Curt's been saying like since the beginning. If you go back and watch the reflections, like episode 1 or whatever, like a year ago, I've always said it, and it is the people, and I thought that it wasn't as much as it is, but like. To me, editing these episodes or whatever, like I'll always make it out on a Thursday and Saturday just because I know I'm gonna get to see you guys. Mm-hmm. Like it can be for fucking shits and giggles. We can go back to my house and fucking film a Let's Play. Just gotta clarify.
Yeah.
We'll tag team that Let's Play like nobody's business.
Yeah.
But no, but it's just because we don't get to see each other, and so it's my excuse. It's like, oh, we're gonna film stuff and do stuff, but it really it's just like, oh, I get to hang out with my friends and make shit. Like that's all it is. It's not at all about fucking making the scene double. And then like I can see where me and Curt always butt heads, and like because like to Curt it's like, this is my fucking dream, dude. I want to fucking make this video, and like let's come on, we gotta work. And for me it's like, dude, I get to fucking see like Curt and fucking Sim and Zach. Like let's make all the jokes starting right now. And Kurt's like, fuck.
The dream maybe is not so much like I guess necessarily for you is like the product at the moment.
It's not.
It's the goal to be able to have an office where we're together with all of us all the time.
So
and we're working.
And I'll tell you right now, it will never ever be the product. Like I can tell you right now, like my goal is never to be a fucking my own office and I'm making videos all day and I don't give a shit about any of that. Like I will always make videos because I like slightly enjoy it, but I will like if I'm on my own and I like start guide making videos, like that will never ever happen because I don't get enjoyment out of making the actual product. You guys love it.
Making content a lot of times it is kind of lonely. Especially when you're like soloing stuff. Like I'm making comic pages on the side and like I'm spending like 15 hours by myself working on something, right? And you got to be comfortable being alone, and like that doesn't work for everybody. And even then, I'm like, I wanted to be around people too and working on stuff, but like, and Curt can be very much like that too. I think
Curt actually talked about like the series that I wanted to make, and if I want to do something like by myself, and then I realized even the work that I'm doing. The only reason I'm doing like a part of the reason why I'm doing Seeing Double is because I get to see you guys on the screen. It's very much. I'm never alone because like a big fear of mine, me and Curt talked about this, is being alone. Like I hate it, and so like the reason I love Seeing Double so much, Curt's like, are you always gonna do Seeing Double? I'm like, yeah, because even when, and it's gonna sound like weird, I guess, but even when I'm alone, I'm not because I'm going through hours of footage with you guys.
It's us joking around
and so it's like, I almost feel comfortable and like whatever because I'm like, I'm never really alone. Even when it's fucking graveyard shifts and I'm editing at work, I'm like, Sim's still cracking a joke. So I've never really left that space, which is weird.
That's cool. Like the content, I guess, in that way helps with the.
I also think that you could channel like after like first of all, that's a really good realization, right? To know that it's not the content and you're not like convincing yourself that it's like no. I love making content and this is the dream in that way, right? Mm-hmm. But knowing that about yourself is really important because I think actually there's ways to like channel that, which is kind of like what I was saying. We should do like an open house or like maybe even the vlogs or something like that. because those are about like just a bunch of dudes just chilling out, hanging around, making jokes, right? Like, open house from fun house, right? It's just there's a bunch of dudes just joking around. So I mean, it's good to know that, because then you can channel and pick the things that you want to do, rather than trying to like focus and be like, oh, this is what makes the most views, or this has the most followers, so I'll try to do that, and you just convince yourself that that's what you want to do.
Dudes making moods.
That's the
Dudes making nudes.
Oh, you better.
Well,
We just
let me
got a fluffer. So.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, Zach is coming back to the house, and we're gonna double team that. That's way.
We're double team those nudes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dudes making nudes. You heard it here first, folks.
But I mean, overall, like, what do you guys like right now? It doesn't have to be like a big like super. It can be, but like
My
what do you
super
guys-
far goal.
It can be, but all I was gonna be like is, what do you guys want from this?
The
Like, just something
farthest,
basic.
the end goal is working with other people, completely working with like everyone, just working and making it like living, like getting. I don't even have to. And I told Curt, one of the first things I ever told Curt years ago, because it's been 2, eh? Cause
a whole
right?
2
You
A
can
whole
use an
2
S at
years.
the end of
Yeah,
it.
I can put the S at the end. No, what I told Curt when I first met him was, I don't give a shit if I'm making fucking $30,000 a year. As long as I can pay my bills and get by and wake up every day doing what I love, and that's working with you guys on whatever projects. It can be fucking, we're like hosting a cooking show on, it doesn't matter. Sim's like, I would love doing that.
Whip it like a stir fry.
Whip it in the kitchen, right? And just waking up every day, making just ends meet. I would love just making a living.
That's my new show,
Working.
Ends Meet. Check it out.
Wait till that fluffer gets to the end of your meat, then it's no too many jokes. All right, back to that.
I like it. Go
Um,
on, be real again.
But yeah, no, just waking up every day, working with
Yeah.
you guys.
So as that is an example, like I said in the blog, we have to try to like reverse engineer from that and work backwards into like what's gonna get us there, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of related to what I said earlier, is that like the more time we do spend together, I'm not saying it's easy to do that. I'm not saying it's easy for Zach to drive an hour and
Well,
for Sim to like not take a nap, or for you to wake up after a graveyard. But if we, like I said, if we spend more time together, that's what would lead to what you want, right? Is us working together all the time when we be together all the time. So it's just thinking about what that goal is and how we would eventually get there. Like, what are the steps to get there? And I do think, like, that's what I keep saying to you guys, is increasing exposure with all of us would definitely help. Like, you guys
Yeah.
know that already, right? But I already said, like, I already understand that it's not that easy.
We should bring the PS4 over to Sim's house and play God of War there, and then just Sim can just chill at home and like do a let's.
But we'll
play.
never go to Zach's house because Zach's too far.
That's what I was about to say. I actually convinced Zach to have us all over once, just once.
No,
Only
let's
once.
just go to a studio. I feel like
No,
he's
no,
more
no,
comfortable
that's
in
fine.
studio.
We can go to the studio anytime.
He wants really bad to go to
Really
my
bad.
house.
I genuinely
Hey, Ma. Hey, Pa.
All this talk of tag teaming got him excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wants to be
exactly.
there.
no, because it's crazy, because you know when like Curtis, like if someone tells you to like do something, you're like, oh well, I can do that anytime. But if someone says no, that you really want to do it, Curtis is like, yeah, like everyone just come over to my house. Or Sim's like, yeah, just come over to my house. But Zach will always be like, no, let's not go to my
Let's go
house.
to his
Let's-
house.
Yeah, yeah. And so you're like, fuck, I want to, man, I want to go to your house. What the fuck is this? And so I finally convinced him on the drive home when he's dropping me off.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, all right. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Not
Not
happening.
happening.
Not happening.
Co-op confirmed. Metal Gear Monster Gaiden Rising.
Oh, man.
Throw back to the TGS video. TGS.
I gotta bring that character back at some point.
Ted and Chet.
Next,
TGS.
We'll go to Ace Comic Con.
Oh.
next Comic Con thing we go to, I don't know.
Is Ace Comic Con like the handicap version of San Diego?
Handicap? Why? What
No,
do you-
like it's a hand. It's
only
at a-
handicaps are allowed. at
No,
this Comic-Con
like,
versus
it's at a
the
disadvantage.
Handicaps are not at a disadvantage. I'll say that.
No, the word handicap means you're at a disadvantage. That's the definition of the word.
I hope it has Comic Con, but the circle is a wheelchair.
It's okay.
Ace Comic.
With a camera.
Yo. Can we come back to our original logo design, which was gonna be us on a camera, but it kind of looked like us on a wheelchair, so we were like, no, let's not do that. Do you remember? Do you guys remember?
They
Yeah.
have the wheelchair sign on like the parking, but with the camera like as the head or the.
All
All right. Well, back to what we were talking about.
Sorry.
See, as you guys can see, this is why Curt regrets bringing us all together as friends.
Yeah,
'cause we don't-
exposure would help for
Yeah.
sure.
exposure to other human beings,
it's
just
tough.
to know what like
Yeah.
regular
What's-
people
what
do.
you
Yeah,
can say and what
what's
you can't
acceptable, what's not
bathing
acceptable.
and leaving the house.
Yeah.
It's good. It's tough, personally, because I have so many other goals too.
And you have
I
other
wa-
projects and
other
other teams
projects
to work with. So.
that I would be annoyed if I never saw them through. So like I'm trying to give as much time to this too, but like I'm trying to like basically do a comic essentially myself and and make music and stuff like that and try to keep my site updated and all that shit. So it's tough.
I think
streaming too. And
yeah, I
other
think
things.
Zach has it the toughest just because like me, Sim, and Zach all work full time,
Mhm.
but like Zach on top of that has
There's all the other stuff too.
yeah, all of that on top.
It's like
of
you
it.
have a full-time job and then you have a part-time job right after.
Yeah,
You have 2 part-time jobs.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
So I try to come out as much as possible, but like obviously my priorities are like all
Different,
I just
yeah.
want to do everything. That's my problem. I want to film. I want to act. I want to write. I want to draw. I want to make music. I want to be a Zach of all trades, but master of all.
I'm like,
I
feel like I'm the opposite though, because I honestly sometimes I just want to do nothing.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I'm at
fair.
like.
I mean, I have
don't
those
know.
days too.
And
like-
I realized that a long time ago, like when we were first started, like I was like, no, Sim genuinely enjoys like fucking just chilling and
Doing
doing
nothing.
nothing.
yeah,
And like that's what he.
that's fine.
That's that it is what it is.
And it's I romanticize the idea like my end goal, which is the same thing. We're all working together, blah blah blah. And I told you before, it's like we're on that panel. And we're all sitting and we're talking about
Yeah,
whatever,
and
and
shooting
it's
the
in my
shit.
head. It's like this, oh, that's crazy fantasy, but I'm still sitting at my house, and I'm like, I guess
I don't get
that's
it.
something that might maybe happen, but like I'm not gonna push it.
People
And
awkwardly laugh at
yeah,
our
a lot
stupid
of the things that I
jokes.
do in my life, and you've seen it, is like it has to be a thing that I'm going to do all the time
Mhm.
for it to be a thing that I like. It has to get into a specific zone, like a
Yeah,
specific
like a routine almost.
yeah box. And like
yeah.
work is something I'm gonna go to every single day.
Well, you have to. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like I have to go to work every day. If I
Yeah.
can make other things like that, but it's really hard for me to put things into that.
Mhm.
Like even working out, I've tried to do it sometimes, and then it kind of falls off. And I try, like it's
I think it's
Yeah.
because of the way you grew up and the way you are is like, and we've talked about this, is your life is very like box of things that I have to do.
Yeah.
And then sim time. Then
Yeah.
there's just whatever I want
and
to
like
do, right?
and the things that like
But it just that box of things you have to do is usually pretty full, and it's rare that it's been a long time of like, even if there's times where it's not that full, like there's those 2 weeks where you had no school and no work.
Yeah.
Remember when we just played League for
Yeah.
2 weeks straight?
yep.
And how excited
Fucking
Sim's
great.
smiling really hard right now.
Because it's like the idea of doing nothing means I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
box.
but that's
It
what I'm saying.
means
Is
I can
it's
do-
been such a long time since that box of things you had to do has been empty. Like you haven't had like a summer vacation for a long time.
Yeah.
That's like a 2 month of like I don't have to do anything, right? So whenever there is time, there's sim time. That's not stuff you have to do. It's just so much like nicer to just I don't have to do anything,
Yeah.
right? But
but-
I mean that's why like it would be cool if like. It's hard, but I know, and this is that grind that people always talk about, is when you have a full-time job and you have a side hustle, is that you try to like, you have to like do both at the same time, and then the side hustle has to like kind of even match or even overtake your job while you're still doing your job in order for it to actually take over.
Yeah.
Because if you keep it as like a 1 or 2 days a week thing, it won't take over your job.
Yeah,
right?
but then that's like the motivation to fulfill your dreams kind of thing. I think in my whole life, I've never had a motivation to fulfill my dreams. It's really been like a singular path for me that I've kind of like, okay, this is what's going to get me to what I have to be able to do to support the people around me kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I've never had the opportunity to be like, well, like, what if I did this? Like, what if, like,
Yeah.
I've never, like, that creative side of me isn't that big, or is not a big part of what, like fuels me. It's more like, I have to do these things because I have to do these things.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
never been like, because I want to
Yeah.
do these things. Like, I don't go, as much as I like the people that I work with, even now, like, at the new place, I like the people that I work with, and I enjoy the environment. Like, the actual job itself was just the means to an end. It's a means to make money
Yeah,
to
your
support,
mortgage, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Help
So,
people.
like, if I could quit that, I would, but the idea of, like, setting on something and putting the same amount of work that I put into this thing to get to the end of that thing and doing it all over again is kind of
Daunting.
like, it's like, yeah, exactly. It's, you're like, but like, I just spent like 20 years doing that. Like, and I'm going to spend
Well, I
like,
mean, and you
however-
also have a big tolerance because you had to.
Yeah.
For things that you just, whether you wanted to do it or not, you had to do them.
Yeah.
Like, you have a very high tolerance for that. I've been lucky enough to not have a very high tolerance for that. Like, I don't. There's things that I like want to do and things I don't want to do. If I don't want to do them, I don't do them. right?
Yeah. Conversely, it does help when we are here on the days that I am here, like especially for front desk, which is kind of feeling that like it's kind of getting into that, but it's not really all the way over to that I have to do it. But when we are here, I really want to get stuff like what we plan to do done.
I think it helps that you also like wrote a bunch of stuff.
You're invested in it.
Yeah, I'm invested in kind of thing, right? So it's like
For me, that's
yeah. Sorry. Go
Oh, I was gonna say for me, like that's the thing. Like, so a reason why I'm so jokey is because I'm not invested. In this. Like, I'll come every Thursday and Saturday to fucking film because it's to see you guys. But at the end of the day, you guys are more important than the project. But for you guys, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
For you and Curt, you guys wrote it, you guys planned it out, you guys scripted it. Blah blah blah. Like this is your baby, and like you guys want to see it through. I'm like, I'm fucking here. I'm like that's. I feel like me being there, like waking up after like 2 hours of sleep, fucking coming here, like I've done my part. Now I can crack all the jokes. Like, and then that's where me and Sim and Curt
I have like a weird mentality with it. Like I have to show up because it's like, if my name's in the credits, I better be showing that I'm doing shit. You know, like.
Because too many people fucking put their name in Zach's credits and they don't show up.
No, but I just mean like when I see the opening and it says my name in it, I'm like, well, then I better be some sort of portion.
Well, I mean,
of this,
it's also do you want to be, right?
Well, I do. That's the thing. Like I said, I want to do everything. I just
Right.
It's a matter of like if I can balance my time properly. And it doesn't happen every week because some things spill over, like people's schedules don't work properly. So like I don't get to make it every Saturday. But like
FYI to all the future fans of Front Desk, Zach actually wrote an episode and it's going to be coming out eventually.
2 episodes.
As always.
As always.
We talked about it yesterday. Like,
episodes.
Oh, you wrote 2. Shit. God.
I wrote one with Curt.
One of the reasons why I wanted you guys to write an episode together, which I told Curtis yesterday, was like I was hoping that if you guys write the episode, you guys would want to come here. And it was like it was a selfish reason because I'm like maybe they'll want to come here more and film the thing that I want to do more kind of thing.
But if
which is I was like maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I like writing, so I was like I'm down. I like sitcoms and the idea.
Yeah.
The thing is for me is like you don't even like have to ask me to come more. I'll just show up because it's a reason for me to get up and see you guys. So you guys could not be. You guys could just be doing whatever, and you guys could. It doesn't even have to be front desk. If Sim was like, "Yo, we're doing another day of front desk," I'll fucking show up. Like, it's not like. But I get what you're saying, and I actually wanted to. I already know that the episode that me and Zach write, aka Zach writes, and I chime in little stupid jokes. I was actually like really stoked for the idea, and I know it's gonna be season 2.
One's in season 1, one's in season 2.
Yeah, the one that me and you write is in season 2, the one that you and Zach. Curt, right? Okay, yeah. So eventually you'll see an episode written by Zach and co-doodled by me.
Doodle.
Yeah. Like with a little couple of lines here and there.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that. And maybe finally I'll come and see what you guys have already realized. Maybe like I'll be like, holy fuck.
It's because you would have seen it in a certain way, right?
Yeah, like that's like if I wrote the episode with Zach, whatever, and I was like invested as you guys are in every like all 12, 13 episodes you guys wrote, I might even be like, holy shit, this is how they see it. And wait, do we are we directing that episode?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's your guys' episode.
Damn.
Because the hope is like it's a different tone. It's a different like.
It is a different time.
So we're gonna be
Like,
here. It's gonna be a 2-day recording session because we're gonna get nothing done. No, I was kidding. Yeah, but for to sum it all up, we're all on different tracks. But I hope one day that we all, our tracks sort of almost align.
We run the same relay race.
Yeah, we're running the same.
Give each other batons.
I mean, over time, we're just gonna get more legs under this table.
Damn.
That's to the point that
That fucking
quit our jobs.
Curtis can run the 800 meter part, and I'll do the first 100. You do the first 100. You do.
I'll be in a
200.
wagon with a
You
rope.
do the last 200.
Yeah, if anything, I'm gonna be the guy with like holding on to you, like as a dead weight.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
pulling
Greg,
me.
yeah. I'm on this leg.
I'll be the guy
and
that shoots the gun at the beginning.
Yeah. And you're like, come on, guys, keep going, come on,
Yeah.
keep going. No, but hopefully that was actually a really good thing. Hopefully one day we're all on the same track and we're all running a relay and we're just helping each other out. We're all working together.
They're tracking SFU.
All right, and we diverted to jokes. All right, guys, we'll see you
the
guys.
baton is
next
the content
podcast.
that we
Thanks
pass
for listening.
between each-
This has been Zach, Brat,
Give a
Sim, and Curt.
give a garbage.
Reflections 4.
Pick up your garbage.
Peace, guys.
People are-
Peace.